No way this just happened. I get it. Fans are frustrated, but there is a lot to like about this Rangers team. Sullivan has the team ready to play, and I'm going to tell you why his structure will set them up for success this season and why he's the right coach at the right time in just a moment on another sizzling edition of Rangers Digest. Welcome back to Rangers Digest. We are built for Blue Shirt fandom, and I am your host, Bret Botfeld. It is great to be back with you guys on this beautiful Tuesday night, Junior Friday, the 16th of October. Guys, we have a ton to get into. We're going to talk about the loss, but I'm going to tell you why I'm taking a glass half full approach after tonight's game, after this recent stretch, and make sure you guys stick around until the end because I'm going to reveal something shocking that occurred to me during this game. But before we get into all that, a quick reminder to go smash that subscribe button. About 72% of you who currently watch these videos are still unsubscribed to the channel, so please go down below, hit that free subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it so you can stay up to date with everything happening New York Rangers, because guys, this is the place to be for all your daily New York Rangers content. Let's get right into it, guys. The Rangers coming off their third straight loss, losing 2-1 tonight in Toronto. The Maple Leafs had a ton to cheer about, obviously getting the overtime win. And then the Blue Jays, in baseball, going up 5-1 on the Mariners, trying to tie that series. So they were certainly throwing a party in Toronto tonight. But guys, the box score does not tell the full story. I understand the Rangers lost again, but there is a ton to like with this team. They have grown so much since last season, and the results will start to show. This looks like a brand new hockey team. But I get it. I'm a diehard fan myself, and I really do get it talking Rangers on X. Starting to get frustrating when they aren't playing bad, but aren't scoring or winning. Guys, it is really frustrating, especially when they're playing so well against these good teams. They were able to pick up the point tonight, but obviously you get a little greedy. You feel like you're outplaying your opponent and you want to pick up the extra point, get that win. But let's get into some post-game quotes from Adam Fox and also from the captain. Adam Fox said, "We're getting good looks. I think everyone could kind of feel that, but we've definitely got to finish on those chances too. It's not just the game of expected goals. You've got to actually finish it." And guys, Foxy is correct. Because I understand, no disrespect, Slivas, Skinner, Charlie Lindgren, tonight against Toronto, Stolaires, these are good goaltenders. They are not great goaltenders. These are beatable, netminders that you're going up against. And I understand the process is there. I understand the structure has been very good. They're creating chances, but eventually it's on you. You're getting paid to score the puck. The Mika Zibanejads of the world, who we will get into obviously later on, but specifically that top six, because we continue to see the fourth line, Carrick specifically. I'm going to start calling him Sam Creator Carrick because he just causes chaos on the ice. He creates so many chances for Rempe, who had a golden opportunity. Edstrom as well, setting him up in these first few games here this season. The third line played very well tonight, generated a scoring chance, and they took advantage of it. But the top six, Adam Fox is right. He didn't call them out, but he's talking about himself as well. They have to start executing on these chances. These goaltenders are not that good. They are good, but they are not great. Let's hear what the captain, JT Miller, had to say post-game. JT Miller on feeling pressure during the top six scoring rut. He said, "That's the easy thing to do. And if you're not mentally weak, you're going to go off the rails. We're going to be mentally tough in here and keep pounding pucks at the net and outplaying the team we're playing against." Guys, I don't doubt that. Mike Sullivan has been outstanding. His structure is obviously paying off. This team looks so much more disciplined in all three zones on both sides of the puck. But here's the bottom line. The top six has to produce. The defense has been great. Igor has been great. The PK has been excellent. Obviously, they can improve on the power play, especially when they're struggling to score goals. When you go on the man advantage, you need to take advantage of those opportunities. I believe the Rangers are just 2 for 17 to start the season. They've looked good on some power plays. They've looked bad on others. Tonight we're going to get into it. Their first power play, they did not look good. Their second power play, they looked electric, and things seemed to change after that. Although their third power play, was pretty abysmal. We've seen some good. We've seen some bad. Ultimately, I do trust David Quinn to get that going. And they're not playing with Vincent Trocheck right now. That is obviously a huge loss, not only in the top 6, but on both the power play and the penalty kill. The PK has been great, but obviously the power play could use Trocheck, and just the team as a whole could use Trocheck. So they're going to have to deal, playing without him for a while, and they're going to have to figure it out and eventually start producing. The bread man, another night, another donut for him, unfortunately. But man, very frustrating. But like I said, this team looks like an absolutely brand new hockey team on the ice. Now let's get into, the nitty gritty here. Start breaking down the periods. So, first period with 12 seconds left on Will Cooley's hooking penalty. The Rangers committed 2 penalties in that first period, which was unusual. This has been a buttoned up team, but they were a little sloppy in period 1. A William Nylander shot goes in off Matthew Knies for a power play goal. And the Rangers went down 1-0 in the first period. And guys, the Rangers penalty kill has been excellent, but they were bound to break. They were bound to crack. I will say Will Borgen got a little sloppy. Will Borgen needs to box out Knies, better in the blue paint there. Too easy of an opportunity, too easy of a deflection for Knies, which put Toronto up 1-0. And I will say, guys, once the Rangers went down 1-0, I know I wasn't the only one feeling this, but it felt like the kiss of death. That's how things have been going for the Rangers. When they go down 1-0, it feels like the game is over. And it's not Igor's fault. He is human, allowing 1 goal. But the offense has been so brutal. It's been so devastating that when you go down by a goal, it feels insurmountable. It feels like you're down double digits. It just feels like an uphill climb. Luckily, the Rangers were able to tie this game. But sticking with the first period here for a second, on that power play where Toronto scored, Igor did come up with a few nice saves on that Toronto power play, but the dam eventually broke. Like I said, Igor is human after all. And the first period, the Rangers, shots on goal, they were favored. Hits, they were favored. Face-off, they were favored. And yet, still somehow found themselves down 1-0. And then the second period, you see the frustration start to settle in. A 2-on-1 for Miller and Lafreniere. Miller holds it and decides to shoot it with Stolarz making the save. And guys, the frustration was starting to settle in because they started to feel like the fans. You could tell they were getting feisty on the ice. Are we ever going to put the puck between the pipes? That was what the players started to feel as well. It was evident. You could see how frustrated they started to get on the ice. But JT Miller needs to do a better job. Don't just shoot it into the netminder's chest. You got to elevate it. That's what you get paid to do. Juuso Parssinen, how funny is that? Who had that on their bingo card? Juuso Parssinen, usually a healthy scratch. Credit to him. We have to give credit where it's due. Staying ready, staying locked in. It's not easy to do in any sport, but he came through when his number was called. And obviously, things changed for the Rangers after that second power play. In the first period, the Rangers started to get more aggressive, apply the pressure. They started to attack the net and not just play on the outside. They started to attack the middle. They started to get closer to the net and cause chaos, which was good to see. Good to see that, for the future moving forward here. But ultimately, the Rangers lost in overtime. Panarin made a great pass to Zibanejad, zipped it across the ice, east to west, and Mika simply missed it. Led to a turnover. And when you have William Nylander and Auston Matthews in the open ice, it's dangerous. Adam Fox overcommits. Nylander passes it to Auston Matthews for the easy goal. But like I said, the Rangers have done a tremendous job. They kept Connor McDavid off the board. They kept Leon Draisaitl off the board. Nylander, I know he had the assist early. And Matthews, obviously, they came through in overtime. But they were quiet for most of the night. So a lot to like with the Rangers. And the one shocking feeling that came to me during this game was, man, I have to admit, I miss Chris Kreider. I still believe the trade was the right move, but I did have that thought in my mind. Wow, the Rangers could use a guy like this, at the net front, getting these easy goals, getting these deflections, making life easier in the ozone. But man, a lot to like from tonight, a lot to like from these games against these, highly competitive teams. The Rangers have outplayed these teams, and eventually they will start getting results, especially against, teams that aren't as good. Let's not forget the Rangers going up against Edmonton, defending Western Conference champs, the Capitals, Metro winners, best team in the Eastern Conference last year, at least in the regular season. And then tonight against Toronto, they've made the playoffs 9 straight years, and the Rangers have come to play every single night. Credit to Mike Sullivan and credit to the players adapting and buying into his system. But leave a comment down below. How are the Rangers going to break this? I can't call it a drought anymore because Juuso Parssinen broke it, but how are they going to get the offense going? Obviously, Vinny Trocheck is going to be out for a little bit longer here, so they're going to have to deal with that. But what could the Rangers do to generate some easier looks? Leave your comment down below. Leave a comment in the comment section and on X and TikTok. It's in the description. Let us know how you feel. And if you haven't yet, hit that free subscribe button so you can stay up to date with everything New York Rangers.